Hello, everyone. Alan Payne has remained one of Hollywood's most quietly enigmatic figures, a man whose on-screen brilliance captivated millions, yet whose private life has been guarded with such fierce dedication that it has turned him into something of a modern myth. And today, in this deep dive exploration, we uncover everything you need to know about Alan Payne's secret life off camera, beginning with his childhood in Harlem, where the boy born Alan Roberts learned early on about the beauty and brutality of the world around him, watching his parents work tirelessly to keep their family afloat, while the streets outside taught him lessons about survival, loyalty, and the deep emotional intelligence that would later shape the characters he portrayed. While the entertainment industry eventually recognized his talent, the path to success was never guaranteed. Alan was a quiet dreamer, a student of human behavior, someone who absorbed the world around him with a seriousness far beyond his age, and after discovering acting through local community programs, he realized that performing allowed him to channel the complex emotions he carried silently. By the time he landed his earliest roles in the late 1980s and early 1990s, directors and casting agents immediately noticed something different about him. Not just talent, but a kind of disciplined stillness, a rare emotional maturity, and an almost spiritual focus that radiated even when he wasn't speaking. A quality that ultimately got him cast in roles that defined a generation, starting with New Jack City, where his portrayal of G-Money became both a career milestone and a cultural touchstone. Audiences connected with him instantly, sensing that he wasn't just acting, he was channeling something profoundly real. And as Hollywood began pushing him toward stardom, Alan made the first surprising decision that hinted at the secret life he would later protect. He refused to play the fame game, declined the nonstop party culture, avoided gossip, and rejected the superficial networking that other actors relied on, choosing instead to stay grounded in family, faith, and the quiet discipline that set him apart. Yet this very choice also planted the first seeds of mystery around him. As his career continued through films like CB4, Vampire in Brooklyn, and especially Jason's Lyric, where audiences saw the full depth of his emotional range, the industry expected him to ascend into A-list superstardom. But Alan's secret life was already forming. A life built around intentional privacy, emotional protection, and a refusal to let the world into his personal struggles, relationships, or vulnerabilities. And that decision became even more pronounced after the devastating death of his mother, the single most influential person in his life. Unlike many celebrities who publicly grieve, Alan withdrew completely, stepping away from the industry, turning down major roles, and quietly disappearing from public view for long stretches of time as he focused on his family, his spiritual growth, and the personal healing that mattered more than any paycheck or spotlight, fueling endless rumors that he had retired, become ill, or fallen into hardship, rumors that continued spreading because Alan simply refused to correct them, preferring to live in the peaceful silence he had created. And when he eventually reappeared on screen in Tyler Perry's House of Payne, audiences noticed a quiet transformation. Still the same talent, still the same presence, but more inward, more reflective, almost as if the years away had reshaped him in ways Hollywood could not understand. And even as the show earned massive success, Alan never shifted his private boundaries, never opening social media accounts, never sharing details about relationships, never giving interviews that revealed anything beyond the professional, creating an aura that made fans even more curious. Off camera, he was becoming something extremely rare in the entertainment world, a man who had achieved significant fame, yet lived a life almost completely separate from it, choosing a modest, grounded lifestyle without flashy homes or wild scandals, spending time with family, investing wisely, taking care of his health, and avoiding the emotional chaos that so many celebrities fall into. And insiders later revealed that Alan's absence wasn't due to downfall, but due to intention. He valued peace more than attention, mental clarity more than career ambition, and spiritual development more than public validation. He became deeply committed to holistic wellness, quiet reflection, and living a life without the constant noise of fame, something that baffled Hollywood executives, but made him an icon among fans who loved him even more for his authenticity. As the years passed and his appearances became more rare, speculation intensified. Was he retired? Was he living abroad? Was he studying religion? But the truth, according to those closest to him, was far simpler and far more human. Alan Payne has always been a man who refuses to let fame define him, someone who chooses projects only when they align with his values, someone who prefers meaningful connections over public applause, someone who sees acting as an art form rather than a lifestyle, and someone who believes that the most important parts of life happen far away from cameras. Today, while he remains mostly out of the spotlight, his legacy continues growing. Not just because of his iconic roles, but because of the deep respect fans have for a man who walked away from the noise and built a life of peace, purpose, and grounding. And if he chooses to return, it will be on his own terms, guided by the same quiet strength that shaped his entire journey. But even if he never films another scene, his impact remains unforgettable. A reminder that sometimes the most powerful people in Hollywood are the ones who walk silently, guard their hearts fearlessly, and build secret lives that are richer, deeper, and more meaningful than the fame they leave behind. Thanks for watching.